Bonded bead insulation is probably the most common way of insulating your cavity wall. Um, Bonded bead pumped into your cavity wall typically saves you anywhere in the region of 25 to 35%, depending on the depth of your cavity or depending on whether it's partially filled with a rigid board insulation. Um, why it has such an impact on your cavity wall and on the home, by pumping in bead insulation, you eliminate air movement in the cavity. A cavity is almost like a wind tunnel effect. Cold air just constantly circulating around the house, coming in contact with your internal block leaf, which then absorbs the heat out of the home. So I suppose in simple terms, you just by pumping your cavity wall, you're eliminating the cold air coming in contact with the internal block, and therefore keeping that block surface a lot warmer, which in turn then leads to much greater savings because it's not absorbing heat out of the house. Another thing people make a major mistake on is they think their home is actually insulated when they have a rigid board inside their cavity. Okay, it's partially insulated, but these boards are a smooth board going up against a rough surface, which leaves an air gap of anywhere from 3 to 5 millimeters, which deems the insulation practically useless. And why this is from that cold air that moves around the cavity, it manages to get in behind the insulation, penetrates into the block, and again, as I said before, it's then absorbing all the heat out of the home. So by pumping in bonded bead insulation on top of this rigid board, you're eliminating that cold air moving around. So by eliminating that cold air moving around, you're stopping that cold air getting in behind that insulation. So basically that just leads to great savings in cavity wall.